Hi, a very good morning to everyone whoever watching this. So my name is Myrna and today I'm going to be presenting about heart. So first of all, what is heart actually? Actually, heart is a vital organ inside our body that is mainly responsible for pumping blood, which carries oxygen and nutrients throughout the circulatory system, and it is also the central of the cardiovascular systems. Now, to begin with, let's have a look at the anatomy of the heart. So, if we're looking at the heart anteriorly, we can see that it is located behind the sternum or posterior to the sternum, and if we look at it laterally, again it is posterior to the sternum but anterior to the vertebral column. So basically the heart is located between the sternum and the vertebral column, or in simpler way it is located in the mediasternum. And notice that the heart is actually superior to the surface of the diaphragm, and the majority of the heart is located at the left of the midline here. Next, the walls of the heart also composed of three layers. Starting from the outermost layer, we have the epicardium, and then the myocardium, and lastly endocardium being the innermost layer of the heart. In addition, the heart also consists of four chambers, which further divided into two ventricles and two atriums, which I have color coded as purple here. And we can see that the heart has four valves, namely the pulmonary valve right here, tricuspid valve, bicuspid valve, and the aortic valve. Also, the heart has four major blood vessels, which are the superior vena cava, inferior vena cava, aorta, and the pulmonary trunk. So I think that is all for the anatomy of the heart. Let's move on to the physiology of the heart. As I said before, our heart is the central of our cardiovascular system. It is mainly responsible for pumping blood, which carries oxygen and nutrients throughout our circulatory system. But to be more specific, the heart pumps oxygenated blood to all parts of our body and deoxygenated blood to the lungs to be secreted via respiration. As the heart is pumping, it will produce heartbeat. But what makes the heart beat? So, there is a system inside of our heart known as the conduction system of the heart. The heart's conduction system controls its rhythmic contractions. It starts with the SA node, or our natural pacemaker inside our body, generating impulses. These signals travel through the atria, stimulating contractions. The impulses will then reach the AV node, then travel along the bundle of His and Purkinje fibers, initiating ventricular contractions. This electrical conduction ensures an efficient and synchronized heartbeat, which we can listen to at the heart auscultation sites by using stethoscope. For aortic valve, we can place our stethoscope at the right sternal margin at the second intercostal space, and the opposite of it, we can hear the heart sounds for the pulmonary valve. As for the tricuspid valve, we can place our stethoscope at the left sternal margin at the fifth intercostal space, and as for the mitral valve, we can listen to the heart sounds in the mid clavicular line at the fifth intercostal space. Last but not least, I'm going to talk about one of the diseases that relates to the heart. So the disease that I have picked is the aortic stenosis. If we separate these two words, aortic refers to the aortic valve, while the stenosis refers to narrowing of a valve. So putting it together, aortic valve stenosis refers to the narrowing of the aortic valve opening and can sometimes be referred to as a failing heart valve. There are ways to diagnose this disease. We can perform echocardiogram or EKG and cardiac catheterization. For aortic stenosis, aging people are at risk for it. This is due to progressive changes in the valve over time. As people age, the valve can undergo calcification, leading to a narrowing of the valve opening. However, young people are at risk for it as well. This results, let me just This results from birth defect where only two cusps grow instead of the normal three, aka bicuspid aortic valve. We can see that right here. So this is how the aortic valve are supposed to look like. See the three cusps here, and this is how the aortic valve looks like with only two flaps. This happens because valve opening does not grow along with the heart. This makes the heart work harder to pump blood to the restricted opening. Over the years, the defective valve often becomes stiff and narrow because of calcium build-up. To further strengthen our understanding on aortic stenosis, I'm gonna explain about how exactly does aortic stenosis progress or cause increasing problems. So again, aortic stenosis refers to the narrowing valve opening into the aorta. So this narrow valve opening of the aorta will then causes the ventricle, specifically the lower left ventricle, to work harder to pump blood. As a result, the wall of the left ventricle will become more and more thicker over time. This thickened wall will then take up more space inside the lower left heart chamber. This allows less room for an adequate amount of blood to be supplied to the body. Thus, this may lead to heart failure. Treatments for aortic stenosis include valve replacements and balloon valvuloplasty. That is all from me. Thank you so much for your time and attention.